there have been reports around the office that you have been talking baby talk.
Why would people say that?
Well, I have it on good authority that you said the following. You read that back to me?
Andy have a boo-boo tummy.
Mm-hmm.
He calls turtles shell beavers.
Well, that's what they should be called.
They're green. Beavers are brown.
Definitely, we've had this argument. We've agreed to now talk about it.
But you...
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
Lucky to have him. He's Dan in with us from the end of the bench. Dan, how are you doing, my friend?
Good morning.
Good.
Couldn't be better.
Well, this is interesting. Things have been set now for the NBA. We know what the finals are going to be. And I'd like to rescind my comment from Friday. I believe I was saying that I did not want to play against the Denver Nuggets. I thought we didn't match up well with them, and size-wise and stuff, I thought we matched up better with OKC. After watching that game last night, I am so scared of OKC. They dominated Denver. Your thoughts on that game yesterday?
Yeah, that absolutely they did dominate them. I had kind of a similar sense of that, of the, I wasn't really sure. I was kind of leaning towards maybe I want Oklahoma City to win this because the Wolves have played them pretty well during the regular season. Yeah, they played them pretty well, but then just watching how they just dismantled, and Denver didn't play great, but it wasn't like they were just throwing the ball around. They were they weren't playing at their best. Now I do think Ant is Denver doesn't have anything like Ant.
Yeah,
doesn't have anything like Ant. So I think that's going to be that's going to throw him off. So that's going to be. Joker is an amazing player, but it's nothing like he's still. He's an entirely different style of play.
Absolutely. It's not going to beat you the fast moves and that sort of thing, but he's going to bully you down. Let's just talk real quick the game. So with about 3 minutes to go in the half, it was a 1-point difference. I'm watching this game. I'm going, this is going to be great. This is what everybody wants. And then OKC jumps on it. I think they're up 16 at the half. You come out and say, okay, Denver's got to put this thing back. I think the announcer said, you can't let them get another run. And holy Hannah, they take off. They win the third quarter by another 11 points, and now they're up by 20-something. With 7.5 minutes of play, everybody pulled their starters. The rest of that game was over. It was a 50-point ball game, 40-something points. Everybody cleared their benches. It was over. I mean, in a Game 7 finale, to get in, and everybody pulls their play. Everybody knew it was over. The coach how do you tell the coach if you're the Nuggets, sit down, guys. It's done. I mean, how do you say that?
No. It's literally to the point of, well, there's some guys here at the end of the bench, that don't they can tell their grandkids that they played in the NBA playoffs. So this
isn't like high school where the JV kid who never gets to play or the water boy gets to run on the field and everybody hoots for him. This is pro basketball. Give it all for me, and got it. They were going to lose that game one way or the other, but with 7.5 minutes to play.
It's long garbage time in a Game 7, in a playoff Game 7. That's that's basically it. Yeah, that was throwing up the white flag, saying we're done. We're done. And,
so now let's bust down OKC what we saw. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, going to get MVP, probably deservedly so after saw what he just did to Jokic. I think Jokic's a better player, but that being said, then they have Chet Holmgren. I absolutely love watching that young kid play for Minnesota. And then that Hartenstein. Those two big guys show exactly everything Rudy Gobert does not have. Tall, can block shots, both of them, but they can put it on the ground. They can shoot the three-pointer. They're the new version of big guys in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do we match it?
I'm impressed by them, but I also think that Denver wasn't even worse matchup for them.
I agree.
I think than Naz and Rudy, because I know you are not a big Rudy fan, but it's going to be a lot on Rudy's shoulders here. It's going to be a lot. It's he doesn't. But he
Bust that down for
he's a
me.
good-
So you're OKC. You start Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. You're going to put your two big guys in. Does it force us to do Nas and Gobi at the same time? And then who do you
Who
take
you
out?
sit?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
I'm
who do
asking you,
sit
Coach.
then? I mean,
Sorry,
you can't
Mr.
sit
Conley.
with-
I think this 35, 40-year-old Conley might have to sit down. I mean, how
think
do you go again
he
it
might
otherwise?
Yeah, because Conley is as much a coach is as much a coach on the floor as anything. I think he can do a lot of that from the sidelines, but
Mhm.
that's as much as that's. But I mean, what are you going to sit Randall? You're going to sit McDaniels. You're going to sit it's like, I mean, you need McDaniels on defense desperately.
Well, that's my
You're
point.
not gonna
Is
sit Ant? You're not.
that is why we're in trouble here. If they play two bigs like that, then I think it's up to Randall, who's going to have to play 3 inches, 4 inches taller than he is. And he's a big guy. Maybe he can pull that off. He's going to have to do that. And then you're running out of people. Shea's going to go against Ant. I'd say it's a toss-up. Ant's a great player, but so is Shea. And then it's the third and fourth guys who win. And Conley's still on the floor. So we maybe play our game. We'll put one big guy out there, just our regular lineup, and have Nas come in when they don't have a big guy in the court. And they have to sit Holmgren and Hartenstein. You know what I'm saying? This is the chess game that's going to happen.
It is.
I'm excited about it.
It is. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to. Well, let's just say I'm hoping it's going to be fun. I don't expect. While Oklahoma City showed me more than what they're not the same team that we saw during the regular season.
100%.
That is clearly. I mean, they won 68 games. That's for a good reason. Except for whatever reason, the Wolves have been matching up well. Have been playing them hard this year.
I don't think we would have.
Can they do it?
I don't think we would have been scared of them until that game yesterday. If the Wolves watched that game and said, "Holy Hannah, what are we going to do?" That Thunder team was awesome for the last half. I mean, they just buried them, and really in a quarter and 3 minutes. It was amazing. It was great basketball. It was fun to watch. They unraveled the Nuggets. One steal after the next. That defense, full court almost the whole way, will rattle Ant. Almost why I want to talk myself that Conley has to be on the court. Somebody that's been there, done that. We can do this. Because that full court pressure killed Denver.
Yeah, it's going to be strategic use of Conley, I think, because he's definitely not he's not going to be there 30 minutes, but he's going to. But strategic use of Conley to come in to make sure to kind of settle everything down, direct the offense through that tough defense. If there's anyone who's going to have the cool head to do that, it's Conley. But I agree with you on the defensive end. He's just not the guy he once was. He's never been like a all-world defender.
No,
but he's he's got to be the calm, cool head on the court. That's just the guys.
Yeah,
I've been there. This is not this is not insurmountable. This is nothing to freak out about. He's that guy. That's.
I would tell you, and
I'm looking forward to it.
If I get the teams up here, they had one defensive guy, Conklin. What is his name? That just astounded me yesterday. On his defensive side, let me just bring up their stats. Conchko, Caruso, Alex Caruso, older guy, has been in the league for a long time. But I've never seen a defenseman want to play that defensive. They had him on Jokic almost the whole time. And when he was on him, Jokic was 1 in 6 or some crazy number like that. It was like they were not going to score on him. Anyway, I watch out for him. I don't know why I brought that up. Well, now I'm going to look at these. Go ahead. Look at the schedule. Yeah, I know we have one of them. We do match up, again, as well with them better than the Nuggets, I thought. But that team scared me yesterday. That was absolutely an impressive ball game. We have games where we're kind of impressive. We used to be a defensive team, a year ago. It's not what we're known for today. They are. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Tomorrow, 7:30, going to be in OKC. Now, you would think they'd be tired, right? Just played a 7-game series. Well, they sat out half of the last game. They didn't even get a whole game in. It was just lathering them up in the horsing world, right? Got them lathered up and cooled them down. I don't think tired is going to be an issue, but your thoughts. OKC at OKC, 7:30 tomorrow.
I mean, I do think that works a little bit in the Wolves' favor, but it's in Oklahoma City. It's I mean, if there is a time for the Wolves to steal one on the road, this is it. I mean, that's kind of been their, that they've been the team that kind of steals one early. Yeah. That was completely unexpected, and you never say a game one is a must win, but
it would sure help.
They can, but if they can take game one, that would be just a massive punch. It would just be a massive punch to the gut to Oklahoma City, I'd have to think.
Agreed. Now they get another game on.
Feasible.
7.5 points favored for OKC in this game. Then we have one on Thursday before you get you back. When we meet back up, will it be a 1-1 series? 2-1, 2-0? It will be one. All right.
It'll be 1-1. It'll be 1-1. I think there'll be a split in Oklahoma City. One thing I like, and you gotta like this, right? Is that at this point now we're not waiting 5 days between games.
We can get this thing over anytime. One other note before we go to break, real quick. I want to talk some baseball. The Lynx leading the WNBA 2-0. They're on the top. We'll talk more about them as the season goes on as well. Dan Kane, the guys at the end of the bench. We'll be back after this. We've got some Twins to talk.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease! It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
All the special interests are represented in St. Paul. But who speaks for you? Center of the American Experiment does. Our policy fellows dig into the tough issues that matter to you and offer common sense solutions on education, taxes, crime, and energy. American Experiment is the trusted, nonpartisan voice of Minnesotans like you. We are working every day to make Minnesota a better, safer, more prosperous place. We are American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.org to learn more.
kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS Show.
We got him, the guy at the end of the bench. He's Dan, talking Minnesota Twins. We're coming. Just not real fast. This team, now the 13-game winning streak is over. We lost yesterday to the Brewers. 5-2. Nothing to whine about. It was a good game. 13 of your last 14. You have to be atop of the division, and we're still 5 out. Now, we've climbed. We're in second place. We're half game ahead of both the other Cleveland and Kansas City. How much longer can we expect the Twins to keep doing this and not gain anything? It's got to be morally defeating.
I still think they're looking at just who's in front of them at this point. Since they passed up Cleveland and Kansas City, I think that means a lot to them right now. But yeah, I think the message has got to be loud and clear. It's like, you can't pay attention to Detroit because they're right now it's just you pay attention to the rest of the league, and the AL Central is still looking really strong. So unbelievably strong. But it's the fact that we've actually been able to. The first 9 wins in a row, we hardly passed up any. They hardly made any ground on second and third place.
You talk about how tough we are. Fourth place, Kansas City has 26 wins. That's first in the West, second by a game to the New York Yankees. I mean, that's how tough this division is. Yeah. Now, do you believe that stays like that? Is Detroit going to continue to play this way? Can Minnesota do it? Are the others for real? Because right now, I think we have 3 teams in the playoffs.
Right. I mean, last year I was saying all year long, Cleveland's not going to keep up this pace. And they did. Well, I mean, they didn't keep up the early. They didn't keep it up all year, but they showed that they were real. I do think the Tigers are for real, but they're not as good. But they're not this good. I mean, they're not what's their winning percentage, like 640 right now or something like that?
600. Yeah.
600. Yeah. I mean, that's that's insane. There's no way this team.
All right.
I mean, although could it be the team that is so young that they don't know better?
Well, there's something to that. What changed with us? Was it playing the bad teams at the right time? What I mean by that is you and I a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, we're talking this team wasn't batting 200. And now they're at 242 as a team. You're talking 12 guys all had to hit better to pull everybody up, and you're many more bats into it. You have to be hitting the ball now to get to a 242.
Yeah, it's weird because cycles are getting in streaks, and that is certainly that's pretty normal. But it's the entire team, that's being terrible and being good all at the same time. So it's confidence is such an overused term in sports, but but for baseball, for hitting the ball, it's just we just watch them at the plate. 3 weeks ago, you'd watch them and they'd say they look like they know they're not getting on. It was like they're fighting. It's all very defensive. It's all very defensive at the bat, and now they just seem to be this. Now we're looking to what can we do with it?
Only got a minute to go. I got to get your forecast because we're playing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday against Cleveland, and then Kansas City after that. But we'll talk on Friday. These are the 2 teams. You want to get some distance, go win some ball games. How do they do against Cleveland in the next series?
Sweep, baby. I think there's a sweep.
Get out, Dan!
I think there's a sweep coming.
You tend to be a little more conservative. I like that. I'll take 2 out of 3 on him and be happy with that. So you believe?
I'd be happy with that too. I'd be happy with 2 out of 3. But I think, I think now that we're back to, because yesterday was Zebby going, and Zebby, he's gonna be really good, but he's not. But he's still, he's we got there yet.
Ober, Paddock, and Ryan, and our 3 best are coming out there. You can't complain too much about that, I guess. All right, Dan. I love having you on the program. Let's do it again on Friday. Fair enough.
All right, sounds good.
All right, he's Dan, the guy at the end of the bench.
Achieving your